Hi there, this is Neil Trigger from Mantea Software, and I'm doing this video as a response to Laura Wilson's video about networking and all of that sort of stuff. And if you're watching this on the Mantea Software channel, then go check it out at iBrand Boost. And if you're watching it at iBrand Boost, then you already know that. So yeah, I'd just like to echo what Laura was saying about the business networking events. And just to give you a bit of a background, if you didn't watch the original video, she went to a networking event and stood up, did her pitch, and hers was a lot better than everyone else's. And yeah, let's start with that. So I've been to so many business networking events, and I was a member of Toastmasters International, and I've done a lot of public speaking. And the number of business pitches that people stand up and pitch their business and destroy their business authority or legitimacy. Is that a word? I think it is. Simply because they really kind of screw up their pitch. They get up and hello, my name's I don't know, James from completely forgettable name.com, and I do something that everyone else does. I actually spoke to one printer who stood up and he said, "Hello, I'm a printer. Names are changed to protect the innocent. My name's Ian, and I'm a printer, and I do things like business cards, letterheads, compliment slips, blah blah blah, everything that every printer does." And I came up to them afterwards and I said, "Look, what's so original about you? Why should I use you?" And they said, "Well, everything's sourced locally and we get it to you within 24 hours. That's a unique selling point. Why was that not in the pitch? Everything was done with sustainable ink and eco-friendly and about 20% cheaper than everyone else. Unique selling points. None of that was in the pitch. All of it was just, I'm a printer, if you want your business cards, you can have them." Well, duh. Every blooming printer does that. Boring. So that was the first thing that Laura was talking about, was getting the pitch right. And the second thing, it really frustrated me to hear it, because I just know how true it is. And it's not Laura's fault, obviously. It's the networking thing, where she went there and she stood up and did her bit about social media marketing and brand management online and all that sort of stuff. And afterwards there was a stony silence, and she thought it was down to her pitch, but it was probably down to the fact that people don't really like competition at these places, and one of these people asked her politely to leave and said, "You're not welcome here because there's already someone who's a brand manager." Now that is so short-sighted. And like she was saying about how joint ventures can be a great source of income for both parties, if you just open your mind to actually saying there's no such thing as a competitor, there's a potential partner, you can make so much more money. Loads of people that I'm working with, in fact nearly everyone that I'm working with, I've got some crossover somewhere. I do these videos, I'm very good friends with a videographer, and I have used them in the past, and they've used me for web design. Now we could say, because I do all these videos myself, that I'm in competition with him. I'm not. I don't do it for anyone else. And because he's a graphic designer and videographer, he could design his own website, but he doesn't. He gets me to do it. So what's going on there? We both play to our strengths, and we're both doing joint ventures. Other people, social media marketers, I'm friends with Laura. We could be in competition, because I can do that, but I don't. I'm all about online branding. She's about online branding. We approach it in different ways. We do joint ventures together. So what's the problem? I don't get it. And some of these people that just think, "Oh yeah, I've got to join this business networking group because then I'll be the only one doing it," is just insane. And I've always thought that. And actually, I stood up once and I gave this pitch at sod it, I'll say it. It's BNI in Exeter. It's a networking group in the southwest of Devon. Well, sort of North Devon-ish, mid Devon. I don't know, where's Exeter? Kind of mid, I suppose. And I stood up in this breakfast meeting and I gave this pitch, and it was all about how to persuade online and how to use online persuasion. Now, no one does that. I know for a fact that no one does it because it's part of my PhD research. By definition, it's got to be a unique contribution to knowledge. I've got a patent pending on the business process, so it has to be unique. And someone sent me an email afterwards saying, "How dare you come to my business networking group? How dare you do this? How dare you do that? I would have been quite within my rights to stand up and tell you to leave." And all of that sort of stuff. And I just thought, that guy wasn't even there. He sent a representative to come on his behalf. That person didn't say anything at the time. And the reason they didn't say anything is because I'm completely not what anyone else is doing. And I know that. There's no one else on the planet who's allowed to do what I'm doing. Having said that, if there was someone who was very good at it, I would want to collaborate with them. And I have actually collaborated with other people who use the same sort of idea in a different way and in different sectors and all of that sort of stuff. But what really annoyed me was that this guy wasn't there and still had the cheek to say, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. And I just thought, fool. And I've kind of come to the conclusion that the people who do that are so damn protective, they're never going to make much money because they're never going to leverage other people's contact lists. They're never going to do joint ventures with other people. They're never going to expand their own circle because they're just so protective of it. They've got to keep it hold. And they keep it hold in such a way that they actually put a chokehold on it. And then this thing stops breathing. And eventually it just completely dies. There's no way you can ever expand your business if you're constantly holding on to it so tightly that you don't see what other people are doing and you don't network with other people and allow other people's ideas in. So I hope that works. So yeah, other examples, and I just thought I'd post this as a quick response to Laura's post. If you want to know more about online persuasion, then have a look at mantea.com. And don't forget to put loads of comments and thumb me and that sort of stuff in there as well. Thanks very much for watching. Have a good time. And if you want to have a look at Mantea Software, it's the Mantea Software channel is just Mantea Software, MANTEA Software. And subscribe to my channel. I'd love to see you there. Thanks.